This is P1 label. Duplicate this down. We can call this P2 label. And that's just going to be down here. And I guess we want some sort of like margin container just to keep everything away from the edge a little bit. Alternatively, we could do a center container to just center everything. Yeah, I guess we just center and stick those labels in there. Okay, that's the thing. So then we need a H-box separator, I guess. Oh no, V-box. So that's going to split those into rows, right? There we go. And if we grab this center container, we got, whoops, shit. We want that to be a full rect. Nice. Okay, so that then allows our columns to be centered, and we just want to add a custom separation, and I think at least 64 pixels here makes sense. And this obviously needs to say player 2. Okay, and in fact these are now going to be H-box containers, H-box container. And we're going to plonk that in there. And in fact, let's just duplicate that. Put a 1 there. All right. And let's call that player 2. And then I guess we can just duplicate this, and we can call it the score. I probably should have done this first. Let's just get rid of that first. Okay, and for now we'll just say like 0 to begin with. Wow, that was weird. Why did it do that? Oh, it's because it's got a new line. Okay, there we go. All right, and then this H-box container, I think we need a minimum separation of about 64 again. Cool. I wonder if we can make the score a little bit bigger using a different font. It's kind of annoying. I don't like how fonts are handled in Godot. Because like essentially by changing the size of this, we're changing that font for every usage in the whole game. So we could make unique and then save that again. and we could say block score large. And that's going to let us bring that up really big. Okay. And now when we duplicate this, nice, we can just update that there. And we now have a basic score screen for each player. And then, of course, I'd like to have a button, a check button. And I want it to say, what is happening there? My keyboard's going a bit weird. Okay. That's so weird. How do I name this off thing? Okay, I don't actually like how that looks. And I don't fancy doing a new theme just for this toggle button. No, it's not what I want. Okay, so let's just delete that and try it just a normal button. Checkbox could be cool. What do the checkboxes look like? Now, for some reason, my my editor is just going crazy. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, ready. Yeah, I think just using the normal button here is better, because I need it to be quite obvious when it's pressed, and I think just changing it to a big green button is going to make it feel a lot better in the long term. So if we load up our GUI theme, and we're just going to call this ready. And for some reason, we don't have our font. So let's load up our big font again. Some GUI, and we'll call this block score large, shall we? Oh, look how chunky that is. Love it. Okay, and then we... Why is this theme so useless? Let's make unique and save it again. And I'm just going to call this ready button theme. And that will allow us to play around with it. So our default font is just going to be this chunky. Whoa, look how chunky it is. Okay, and styles. Here we go. All right. So the normal style of the button, let's create that flat look with a bit of white. And we don't need any corner detail. And we've just got like a 4 pixel black border on most of our buttons. Cool. And I am going to add a shadow to this. Okay, it's really quite delicate, that shadow. The black border doesn't give us a lot to work with. It's fine. I think for consistency, I'm just going to keep it. Okay, and then we want some content margins. So like this font is a little heavy towards the top, so maybe putting like a maybe a 32 on there, maybe just like a 16 down there, 24 maybe, and then we can add maybe a 32 both sides. Cool. All right. The other thing I've noticed with this font, which we can jump in and we can actually edit right inside the font itself somewhere. This default font, okay. So I think there's not enough letter spacing in this font. So if I add 1 pixel of letter spacing, maybe even 2, I think that's just going to let those letters breathe a little bit more, which is nice. How's that outline doing? I think bringing the outline down a little bit might make sense, and then maybe even just making it a little less harsh. And should be using bitmaps, right? Yeah, because it's a pixel font. Okay, and in fact, I think I want to add some space in between the words. Actually, the other thing. Okay, so with our content margins, right? I think we should have these all to be 32 and actually do the spacing here in the font settings. Default font. So what it was like an extra 16 pixels. Okay. So then the focused, I'm just going to drag. I think I can just drag that there. The hover can be the same. Disabled. And just make it. Actually, I kind of like that, like gray. That just gentle gray here.